So let's have a look at that remaining part of that question 9. This about integration. So use integration and here we have our function that they want us to integrate to find the average speed of Danny's car for value of t, meaning the time, because that was time between 4 and 8 seconds. So how do we find the average speed? Speed is, that's how it's expressed. So we are looking for average value of a function, or in other words, average value of y. Now that's going to be always in the interval. Interval will be given to us. So how do we do that average value of a function over interval? So it starts with a fraction. We have a fraction b and a represents interval. B is the higher value of interval, a is the lower value of interval, and we are saying we're going to integrate within that interval given function to us that we are saying that is a derivative. So here we are saying I'm going to integrate. I'm telling them what I am going to integrate. I'm going to integrate this function. Then in the next part, that's where we integrate. Meaning, what does that mean when we integrate? We basically apply the formulas. And where do we apply them? To each element. The same way we derive, that's the same way we integrate each element. And it will be within that interval. And then the next part, once we told them, I'm going to integrate this function, here I am integrating. What do I do here? I am finding the value. I am finding the number. So we take our function, we replace x with higher interval minus, and again, that function with the lower interval. The only thing, make sure you don't forget that that minus is applicable to everything in that function. Okay, so let's integrate. How do we integrate? Like we said, each element, it's simple, it's quadratic. We know it will step up to cubic, isn't it? And it's that very first formula. When I have x to the power of n, what do? X n plus 1. So we add up 1 to power and we divide by the same value n plus 1. So if I was, first let's say, so our higher interval is 8, lower interval is 4. We are saying we're going to integrate within that interval 8 to 4. And then we are saying this is what we are going to integrate. This is the function that we are going to integrate. And we are saying this function is a derivative. That's what it means. That's the reason why we write here. We're saying this is derivative. That's how we treat that. Okay, so the next stage, we are now going to apply our 8 minus 4 is 4. We're going to apply those formulas. So like we said, each of these elements separate. So again, how does it work? Whatever I had here, power, therefore that power is added and divided plus 1. What happens when here minus 1? So if I have coefficient, remember that integration is the reversal of derivative. So the same way we were carrying it over the number, that's the same way it is carried over here. So that minus 1 will cross over, then t has power of 2 but plus 1, and then divided again that power plus 1. Plus, and again 24 will be carried over, and then t, the power here is 1, therefore plus 1, and divided by 1 plus 1. Minus what happened with a number that, oops, that's not wrong place, dot 48.4. What happened with a number that doesn't have variable beside, doesn't have x beside it? We add it, because remember what happened when we were creating derivative? How did that happen? Because originally there was 48.4, and when we derived that, we just said derivative of that part of that item will be just a number. That's why we are adding it. And then within our 8.4. Now we can work our numbers a little bit here. So let's say 1 over 4, and then that is minus and t to the power of 3 over 3 plus 24. Here will be 2, 1 plus 1. So let me just, that is 2. So 24 divided by 2, that's actually going to be 12. T to the power of 2, and then minus 48.4t. sorry, that should have a bracket and within our interval. Now, what are we doing? The last part, we taking that function. Don't forget about your fraction, multiply, and then we take our function. We take that function and we replace the variable, the x, with the higher interval. So that means minus 8 to the power of 3 over 3 plus 12 multiplied by 8 to the power of 2 minus 48.4 multiplied by 8. So that's 1 minus. And again, it's better to put bracket because that way we will know that that minus actually applied to each of those items. And again, that function, but this time we replace t with for the lower interval. 12 multiplied by 4 to the power of 2 minus 48.4 multiplied by 4, close bracket and close bracket. That should be green so that we can differentiate that. And now all I have to do, I can put all of that in the calculator. I know it takes a little bit of skill. Press equal and I will get is 58.3 kilometers per hour to 1 decimal place.